Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dr. Lori and
JDP, and welcome to Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner is all about coaching by coaches for coaches. And today we're going to be talking to Pankti Killawala. Pankti Killawala is a coach, and she does some really interesting things with coaching because she mixes in neuropsychology, which is pretty awesome. We're picking up where we left off because Pankti has written about a lot of myths and misconceptions when it comes to coaching. And sometimes coaching is often conflated with mentoring, training, consultants and therapists and everything like that. So they each have their place. There are very dedicated professionals who can provide meaningful support at various stages of career and life. However, coaching is a partnership. It's an active partnership between the coach and the client, with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires clients to maximize their personal potential.
Hey JDP and Pankti, I have a fun fact to share with you. Did you know that as of May 2023, the International Coaching Federation, the ICF, had 58,279, 58,280, including my friend JDP as of last week. 58,280 certified coaches in 165 countries and territories. And just to share with all of you, ICF certification is known as the gold standard of coaching. Having ICF certification means that a coach adheres to strict ethical guidelines, which enhances the profession, promotes responsibility in coaching, and builds public trust. So what does that all mean? Given all that, what does that all mean for today's episode?
Well, Lori, we're back again with an amazing executive coach who recently shared a LinkedIn post that's gaining a lot of traction and attention that talks about the top 10 myths of executive coaching. And today is the second installment of a multi-part series where we'll take a deep dive into those myths.
So we here at URXcellent are so excited to welcome you back, Pankti Killawala. Pankti, welcome to URXcellent's Coach's Corner.
I'm very happy to be back. It was a pleasure talking to you all, and I'm looking forward to some more.
Hey, Pankti, thank you so much for being here with us today. And we learned a little bit about you in our first session. So before we get started with diving into the 10 myths of coaching, for the viewers who kind of missed the previous session, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a leadership coach, and I'm really passionate about helping out the middle management. So I say that I help empower high achievers who are at that middle management level to step up to become effective leaders. What essentially that means is I will help anyone is new to leadership or managing a team get those essential soft skills that you really need to become more effective as a leader and get your next promotion or step up in your role.
So Pankti, let's jump into your top 10 list. You published this amazing top 10 list of coaching myths on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And there are lots of them out there. And you hit on what I think and JP thinks are some of the biggest ones we hear from people. And in our previous episode, we talked about your first three. And for anybody out there, in case you missed that episode, a link to that previous episode for your viewing pleasure is included in the description below. And so today we're going to get into myths, actually 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's kick it off with number 4. And that is, when I hire a coach, they need to be from my industry or my background so that they understand my situation. So Pankti, set us straight. Why is this a myth?
Mainly, coaching is very different to mentoring. If you need a mentor, yes, that person needs to be from your industry and background. When you go to a coach, you're not going there for their experience or their knowledge. That's not what they're transferring or helping you with. A coach basically helps you find your own solutions by asking the right questions, like GDP said. They're a partner. So what I have found is it's better sometimes to not have a coach from your industry or background because they're so much more curious And they'll ask you sometimes those basic questions, and that's where your answers lie. So I'll give you an example. I am from a financial services background. I was an actuary. I worked in the insurance market. And yes, most of my clients, I won't deny, are from the same industry. But I do have clients outside the financial services. And it's amazing because, when I ask them some might think some basic questions, just because I'm very curious about the situation, they just light up and they're like, oh, yes, we never thought about that. That's what I should do. This was so simple. And it's always a lot of times we overcomplicate things. So assuming someone is from your industry, they bring their experiences in that situation with you. So I'm not saying either ways. All I'm saying is if you find an amazing coach that you get along with in the chemistry call or discovery call, but they're not from your industry or background, don't let that stop you from working with them, because you might get some valuable insights from them that you might not from a mentor within that industry.
Yes, you made a really important point about mentoring versus coaching. And what if I can suggest that a coach is someone who asks powerful questions, and having that different perspective and coming at it with fresh eyes, as I heard you say, can be really useful in helping the client find their own answers.
Okay, Pankti, here we go with myth number 5, and this is one of my favorites. Coaches have all the answers. Now, according to my daughters, apparently I have all the answers when I have no idea what's going on. So can you talk to me a little bit about this one?
Yes, I think this is one of the main things why I really go on about this, not just as a myth, but why coaching works at a basic level. Look, our clients' problems are unique to them. And they are the best ones to know their answer because they understand their situation the best. A coach is like a guide. They will guide you to get those or unravel those answers by asking the right questions, like we discussed. If a coach comes in and gives you a solution to your problem, it is going to be based on their experiences, what they think, their backgrounds, and it might not resonate with you. And when someone tells you something and it doesn't resonate, you'll find 101 reasons not to implement it or do it. You won't be motivated to even think about it. But when you come up with your own answers, you're motivated to put them into action. And that's why coaching works, because you come up with your own solutions. I mean, a lot of times I sit there as a coach, and I'm sure you must have come across this. When someone is talking about a problem, you're like, oh, yes, I know where they're going to go. And they revert into a completely different direction, which you've not thought about. Because, like I said, every client's problem is unique. Every person knows what's the best for them. And someone else can guide them to get there, but they can't answer it for them. And yeah, if you ask me, I don't know. I don't know answers to anything as a coach.
So it's the true beginner's mindset, right? You're learning as you go along. And coaches don't have all the answers, bottom line. But they have acquired the skills and the art and science of asking the right questions to lead the client. Not lead, that's kind of a misnomer, but it's the best word that I could come up with right now, to help the client discover and tap into their own answers and develop their own effective strategies that, get this, suit the client, not the coach.
Exactly.
I love that.
That's where my neuroscience and psychology training comes in, because every mind is different. Everyone's thinking is different, right?
That's right. Absolutely. And it's the client's journey. Lest we all forget this, it's the client's journey. I love the Pankti that you talked about the fact that you might have had a solution, you knew what was the absolutely right answer, and the client went in a different direction, and that was what worked for them. So we're going to tie the last two together to wrap this up. And for me, there are two sides of a coin. So let's start with number 6, and that is coaching is a long-term commitment. You need long-term coaching to see real results if you're a client. Pankti, tell us the truth.
Again, I think it's what you want from the coaching. You need to understand that first as a client when you go to a coach. What is it that you want? For example, I do like 90-minute sessions with some of my clients where we just go straight into a particular problem that they're facing and come up with a solution so they can progress, and that works. And then I also have, on the other hand, I have my signature package, which is one-to-one coaching, which lasts for 4 to 6 months over 8 60-minute sessions, right? To see that transformation. So two completely different ends. I'm talking about 90 minutes versus 6 months. But what happens is in every session, wherever I am with the client, there is a light bulb moment. There is something that changes, that transforms. And that is what coaching provides, right? The other thing is, it's like long-term transformation to get results. No, you can get results in a short session. You can get results over 6 months. It's not the coaches who's going to give you the results. It's the client who needs to invest in implementing what they tell the coach they're going to do. Put in the hard work and do that to achieve it. A coach cannot guarantee anything to a client is where I stand or come from.
Coaches can create awareness, help clients develop solutions, but we can't do the work for you. Let's look at the other side of this and go to myth 7. And that is, and you started to touch on this, coaching's a quick fix. This is great. I'm having this problem. You're going to come in, you, Pankti, executive coach, are going to fix my problems, and then I'll be all good.
I mean, yes, again, that's I've heard. The people want you to come and wave a magic wand and their problems disappear. That's not what coaching is. Again, like I said, the client needs to go on that journey. They need to be ready to do the hard work, to look within themselves and find the answers for them. And a coach will be there as their partner, as listening to them, as their sounding board, as an accountability partner to hold them accountable, to see whether they've done the work. But it's the coachee that needs to do the work, not the coach. And there are no magic fixes. Yes, a coach can make you more aware of an issue and help you rediscover that solution or what's the best thing to do in that point of time. But it's not like a Band-Aid to help you fix your problem.
So I want to touch on your neuroscience background here and the science of change for a second. Bring that in. So it's not a quick fix. It requires commitment from a coachee, from a client. Can you share with us any science about how long it takes to really, how much time and consistent action it takes to see sustainable change?
Yes, sure. So obviously, I mean, one thing about neuroscience, which they have broken the myth, is about, the brain plasticity, where you can change. You can change your career like you have done, like I have done at a later stage in your life. You can learn new things and all of that. But it's not like, oh, I read about this, I decided to become a coach, and now I'm a great coach. No, it is that effort, it's that consistency. And there has been a lot of research, which you can go and check out there, which says it takes any time from 21 or 66 days to get something implemented. I would go a step further and say that research is very specific. It can take a person any time from 2 months to 8 months to consistently do that work to actually see the effect. It's something like as simple as exercise. Yeah, if someone comes to you, they want to talk about their health. This is a basic example. You don't start off going, I'm going to do a HIIT session, 60 minutes, and that's what I'm going to do 5 days a week. That's not sustainable. You're not going to get anywhere there. I read this book and I have written an article which is going to come out in September, Habits. I've written an article on habits for technical people, but that book by James Clear called Atomic Habits, I would recommend anyone who wants to understand how habit formation works to have a go and read it. It's amazing. It has a wealth of knowledge. He is a very good author. He's broken this down very well. It's about baby steps. You start off small, you aim higher, you be consistent. Yes, you will fail. No one is perfect. I mean, even I'm not perfect as a coach in what I do.
No.
It's like you don't miss out twice in a week, right? You consistently do what you want to do. And over a period of 3 to 4 months, you will start seeing that change. And then it becomes autopilot for you. You will pick up those gym clothes or gym shoes to go out for a run or go to the gym. And it will become second in nature. And that's how you form a habit. That's why New Year resolution, like everyone has said, it's very lame, but it don't work. Because you can't just go and think something doesn't change when it's 1st of January within you.
So habit builds on the human capacity for building that muscle memory, right? Because in I can use my own example is that I consistently go for a walk run with my dog in the mornings at a certain time. And I built that habit over time, right? To the point where, and I was talking to a lawyer about this the other day, where I'm wearing like all sorts of weighted vests and, resistive clothing and stuff like that, just to make it harder. That's just me. But to get to that point, I had to build up that muscle and build up that muscle memory. And I think that's what we're talking about here is that, habits are built one step at a time.
Yes.
I want to throw in an example from a recent coaching engagement that just like with physical changes, I have a client who has a habit of communicating with softened language. And women, Pankti, tend to do this. Right? Well, maybe we could. Would that be okay with you? Tell me what you think. And so we had been working on her language being not aggressive, but more assertive. Right? Taking away some of the softeners. And let me tell you, those are hard habits to break. And over time, she is getting better at that. She tries something, we talk about it, we see if it worked, she tries again. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. It's the 2 to 8 months. I heard that really clearly. And I may bring her that book, Atomic Habits, right? And your article, by the way, looking forward to reading it. But
I'm looking forward to that, girl.
It takes time. And maybe it's even harder than the physical habits because it's so easy to slip back. So thank you for that.
Guys, all of the stuff that we're referencing, Atomic Habits and anything else, and about how you can reach Pankti, it'll be in the description. So fear not. Listen, this has been a wonderful chat with you, Pankti. Thank you so much for joining us on Your Excellent Coaches Corner. And Lori, as usual, thank you.
My pleasure. So all of you, this is Dr. Lori and
JDP. And remember, you are excellent. We'll see you next time. Take care.